What's the difference between a DUI and a DWI? Hi, I'm Northern Virginia criminal defense attorney Scott Nolan, and I'm here to talk to you about the definition of DUI, DWI, and similar cases. In Virginia, there's really no difference between DUI and DWI, but there is a difference in some states, and there is a difference in the federal system. There are also several related offenses like OUI and BWI, and we'll talk about all of those right now. DUI, or driving under the influence, is usually proved simply by the breath alcohol concentration or the blood alcohol concentration. It's a statement that you've drunk more alcohol than is legally allowed when you're driving. They don't have to prove that you're intoxicated. They don't have to prove that your driving is impaired in any way. If your blood alcohol or breath alcohol concentration is above a certain point, then you are driving under the influence, DUI. DWI, or driving while intoxicated, is different. This has nothing to do with your breath alcohol concentration or your blood alcohol concentration. It has to do with impaired driving. In Virginia, you have to have drunk enough alcohol to be visibly altered in your speech, your gait, your appearance, your movements, or a number of other things. Basically, you have to look and act drunk. Now, in Virginia, both of these are simply two different methods of proving the same thing that's not called DWI or DUI. It's called operating under the influence. Technically, it could be OUI, and in some states they call it that. I've never heard a Virginia attorney or judge call it OUI. But the real charge in Virginia is operating under the influence. The difference between operating and driving is important because you don't need to be driving. You can be in a car that is off, and as long as any portion of the electrical machinery is on, like your speakers or your heater, then you can be found guilty of operating under the influence. There is a famous case where a woman was in a car. She'd gone out into her front lawn, gotten into a car that had no wheels. It was up on blocks, and turned on the radio just to sit and think. But she was drunk, and the police charged her, and the courts found her guilty of operating under the influence. It's an intensely stupid decision, but it is the law. Now, in the federal courts, which Virginia residents may from time to time be involved in, especially if you live here in Northern Virginia or down in Tidewater where there is a lot of federal property, then those two charges are two separate things, DUI and DWI. Typically, if they charge you with one, they'll charge you with the other and let the judge sort it out. Finally, there's BUI or BWI, and that's boating under the influence. It's a different code section, but the proof is all essentially the same. If you are in command of a boat, that is, that you are sailing or driving a vehicle on the water, and you are either under the influence or intoxicated by either of those definitions, then you can be found guilty in the same way. All right, if you have any questions about DUI or any of those other things, or indeed any portion of the law, please feel free to give me a call, and I'd be happy to talk to you about it. I hope you have a great day.